Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have learned quite a little bit, uh, you already know by now around 29 commands, more or less. And that's already pretty far in terms of uh, learning how to draw within the computer. So we're gonna go with a little bit of an exercise. I used to do this with my students for I think we do this at the second meeting, um, right after I teach them how to draw, and you've learned that already, and also you know how to manipulate objects now, right? Of course you do. All right, so we're gonna go into the classroom and do the exercise within 12 minutes. We'll see how far we get. Okay, let's go into here and let's go. All right. So what we're gonna work with today is this set of illustrations. These are icons within cellular phones. Most of these you probably understand outright. And that's basically how important drawing is for um, architects. When a drawing is effective, even if it's just made up of a few lines, like for example, this uh, check mark here, it's just basically two lines, and yet it has a universal meaning. So we want that for our drawings. Our drawings must be understandable, as concise as possible. So we're gonna try out to recreate some of these or a few of these. Let's see. Let's go with something simple first, like maybe the wrench is, if we think that's simple. Anyway, we'll go with the wrench. And then let's try to draw that, our version of the wrench in the computer. Now, it doesn't need to be instantly turned like that. That's something that's good about CAD. So what we want to do is we want to identify first, where's that wrench? The shapes within this wrench. So if it was on its side, you can see that there's a half circle here, two horizontal lines, uh, relatively bigger half circle, and then a smaller, like, nut shape in between that. Pretty easy, right? So again, half circle, two lines, a bigger circle, and then a nut size, which is a hexagon. So let's do that. I'll put this off to the side, and we'll begin with the circle. We'll do that first. It doesn't need to be super precise right now. We just want to create the shape, and then we want to make a two horizontal lines. Now you can see that there's a snap that's happening here. I'm not sure if it's turned on by default, but if it's not, it's okay. Just uh, place your first point over there and then extend it out like so. Then we'll create another one of those with a copy command. Copy it here, the bottom, and then create a bigger circle. We can copy this over and scale it, but for now, we'll just make a bigger circle right around that size. And then we want the, what was that? That was a hexagon, right? So we can use actually the polygon command, something that you learned earlier on. Something flying over here. Sides, we want 6 sides. And then uh, let's just say circumscribe so it goes away from us. And let's turn on orthographic so that it will be nicer looking. And we'll just place it right there. The advantage of working with CAD is you can actually move objects within it, or entities as we call them. So for example, we want this a little bit more centered over here. Remove the ortho right now and then place it right about here. There we go. So now we have all the shapes necessary for our wrench. We just want to clean it up by applying brakes or trims, whatever meets our requirements. So for now, we're gonna trim off the polygon, the outer part of the polygon. So we'll invoke trim tr, select the circle as a cutter, and then cut away on the polygon. So nothing's left of that. And then we'll do the same to cut away the half circle here that we don't need. So invoke the trim command once again, select these two lines, and then commit the command. See, I press space bar there, and then we remove this half circle over there. It stopped there because these two lines are hitting the top and bottom of that circle. If it wasn't hitting it, it won't activate the trim. And we also want this part cleared. Let's use a different command for this so we can see that there's a lot of ways to go about in CAD. I also teach this concept to my students all the time. There's no single way of creating an illustration or an image in CAD. There's always a lot of ways you can go about it. Just just want to find the most effective way for you, and well, the shortest route is always going to be better in the long run because CAD can take up a lot of time. So we will use break for this. We could use trim, but we already used that earlier. So let's use break now. Break or BR. And then let's choose away first and then re-choose our first point. So I am invoking F and then selecting this intersection here. And then the second point will be this intersection over here. And that broke the other side, which we didn't want. So what are we gonna do? We undo that command and then try it again. Apparently, break doesn't go for the shorter part here. So we're gonna try that in reverse and see what happens. Okay, BR one more time. Select the circle, identify the first point over here, and then the second point be here. See? Uh, so we were able to delete that and then end up with what we wanted. Now I'm seeing that we actually need another. We made a mistake on this polygon. We actually needed a little bit more of it. So let's remove this by pressing E, erase. Again with the polygon command. 6 sides. As you can see, it still says 6 there because that was the last one. And then circumscribe. Oh, we needed, yeah, 6 would work, but it should be oriented like this. So we'll push it in. Let's just align this better because we can. This is CAD after all. So yeah, it's in the center now, and we want to remove all of these and we'll do a global trim command to do it quickly. Uh, what I what that means, a global trim command, is you invoke trim and then you don't select anything for your fence or your scissor area. Okay. So you invoke it again, and then sorry about that. Uh, and then we basically everything in our drawing becomes a scissor or a fence. So we could just start trimming away on the objects that we don't want here. And yeah, that could work, or we could just, let's maybe refine it a little by using a stretch command on it. Uh, Again, use the orthographic setting. So we're locking it basically into an x-axis. And then, yeah, let's re-invoke the trim because there's some parts here that we don't want. And then there we have it. It's basically a completed wrench. It's made up of a lot of entities right now, but you can always just group them. The most, that's the simplest way. If you just want to move things together, you can group them. Like, you can right click anywhere, and then there's a group uh, uh, contextual menu here, and we can just group this together. And then we want it rotated around 45 degrees. So we'll select that, our wrench, rotate it 45 degrees. We will use this as a base point and then remove orthographic and just eyeball it or just type it in 45 degrees. There we have it. It's a wrench in CAD, and you are definitely able to do that. So yeah, maybe take a look at some of these and then choose what to practice on. There's a lot here. There's a stopwatch, credit card over here, the contrast symbol, the radio, maps, what else? Yeah, this is a very good practice area for you. The uh, icons within your phone. You can just actually look at your phone and try something out. And so that's 12 minutes for this exercise. And I will see you guys next time for more precision. Uh, of course, we're going to go over there. So take care, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.